Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping back in to the live stream. We got a special live stream today. I sent the link out to a few more people if they want to join to the live stream. We got a special live stream today. Somebody take YouTube off. More people if they want to join to the live stream. We got a wait.
Got it. I got it.
Okay. But if either of you guys want to videotape this, you can. I don't have a problem with that. I know both of you got a channel. But I want to shout out the NTZ crew. That's Michael Beach of Life. What's up, man? Appreciate you. I sent him, that's my IT guy. That video I put out yesterday when I'm sitting by the pool, it had an exhaust fan sound all in it. I sent it to Mike. He hooked me up.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's a talented brother, man.
Deal. Yeah, he's a real deal when it comes to that. But I know Jacob Tanjay's on here. All my fourth quarter members, did I see Roger on here? That's Jacob Tanjay. Roger, I know Ray's on here. Did anybody get to see the peso? Can one of y'all check the peso for me?
Let me see.
All my old heads, that's Doubtful Genius. What's up? Any new viewers and subscribers? I see you on here, Q.
6139. 6139.
6139, yeah. That's
It's
still
6139 too.
Anybody catching this on replay, yeah, the peso 61.39. Appreciate that, guys. That is extremely good. I know, Rich, you can bear witness to that.
For sure.
It's probably going to keep going up now that the war is, back on. There's Jeffrey Tatter. What's up, brother? But I want to welcome my panel. I got two esteemed gentlemen on here, Richie Rich Abroad, and of course, Blizzard Abroad. We got the Abroad brothers on here today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Start with you, Blizzard. Just, let people know your channel, what's it about, where you from.
So salute. Welcome, everybody. My name's Blizzard Abroad. I go by Blizz. I've had a channel for about 2 years. Basically, my channel deals with, masculinity, accountability, travel. I'm a future expat, so I am preparing my life, to get ready to move overseas. So I'm just documenting it, what I'm going through daily, how I'm preparing myself mentally, more than anything, mentally, before I take this next step in this next chapter of my life. So that's what my channel is about. So if you watch my channel, you'll hear me talk about, what men are going through, how we can prepare ourselves to be better men, better people, and if we move overseas, we do. If not, we stay here and we still make ourselves better.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. I think y'all know the other gentleman, but go ahead and introduce yourself anyway.
What's up? Good morning to you, Blizz. Good morning to you, Cal. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. If you guys, I'm Richie Rich. I'm from Berkeley, California. I've been here in the Philippines for around 3 years, and my channel is Richie Rich Abroad, if you don't know. And we kind of do the same thing as Blizzard. We talk about masculine ideas, how to stay confident, how to be confident, how to not lead with your money, and talk about life here in the Philippines, whether you're going to be here or anywhere abroad with a woman like myself or by yourself, to still lead with your character and don't try to come here leading with money. Walk with confidence, and that's what we do. All
right, man. Thank you. We got Sir Ron a lot, man. I want to welcome him. He lives up the road from me.
Ron a lot.
It's a good brother right here. He y'all seen him on the live stream. He's been to a couple of my meet and greets before, and he recently lost his young son. But welcome, Ryan.
Amen.
Welcome, Ryan.
I think he might have froze.
Yeah, he's up in the mountains, man. So he's probably not got a good signal. But Q said there's always been an American problem. since the colonial days. Let's not fool ourselves. Just ask the locals in Mindanao. Well, that's true. But you know, we always have a topic. Today's topic is, does the Philippines have an American problem? Or like my buddy Ray said, we're going to dinner tonight with him and his lady. He said, does the Philippines have an idiot problem? He said, because some Canadians tried to smuggle some drugs into the Philippines. And I don't know how ignorant you can be to even try something like that. Imagine that, man.
That's crazy.
You know, yeah, that's crazy right there. And you know how the Philippines has a war on drugs. Their war on drugs is the real deal. It's not like in America. I mean, they'll kill you over here.
No, you're going to go to jail for a long time.
Lucky Duterte ain't still in there, man. You don't know what he would have did, you know?
Oh, yeah. But that's the thing, like, it's crazy to think about that. But when I say, does the Philippines have an American problem? Obviously, I'm not talking about all Americans, guys. Right. Okay? But all it takes is one person to ruin your vacation or your retirement. Mm-hmm. If you're going to have a problem over here in the Philippines in 2026 with a Westerner, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be an American. Okay? I've got a bunch of examples, man. I bought receipts. What's up, Beach? Like you say, hey, Cal and everyone in the chat, let's have a good show. You know, recently I did some videos on the American, not far from me, right up the road from me, about 20 kilometers from me, who stabbed his wife, what, 64 times and killed her? Y'all heard that story.
Yeah.
Then it was a brother on the same island as me, but he was about an hour away in a Salai city. He tried to kill his Filipino wife. He stabbed her in the face, in the torso. They got him for attempted murder. They called it homicide over here. And the American right in San Carlos City that threw the Filipina off the balcony. He's 300 pounds. She's 99 pounds soaking wet. So when I talk about does the Philippines have an American problem, man, I got a lot of pushback. But what do y'all think is going on, man? Why do Americans, in your opinion, I start with you, Richie Rich, seem to crash out when we go places?
You know, I think we got 2 different kind of cats that come out here, man. I think we got the cats that come out here and they're already settled. They got their money, they got their life, they know who they are. But then I think we also have some other cats that they think that this is their second chance. They didn't do well at home. They didn't have a lot going on at home. They come out here and it's like a blizzard for them. It's like a blizzard for them, and they get overwhelmed by the attention, by all the stuff that comes at them, that gets thrown at them, and they literally don't know how to handle it. They're just not mature enough. They haven't been in these situations at home before, and they don't know how to handle it, and they just crash out.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. What about you, Blizz? Because I know you talk a lot about the lost men in the world, man, certainly coming from America.
I think a place like the Philippines, like I said, I'm not an expat, but I'm an observer. A place like the Philippines, the barrier to entry is very low. You don't need much to go to the Philippines. You know, a couple of dollars and a plane ticket, and you're in there. You know, and with that barrier to entry being so low, you're gonna get the whole spectrum. You're gonna get the really, really good men, the people who got their shit together, but you're gonna get a lot of pookies. And you know, we are content creators. We promote the Philippines, the good side of it, but you can't tell who's gonna be watching us, man. So I'm not gonna say we're part of the problem, but we are promoting it. And you know, there's a lot of low class men in the world, in America. I got their back, sort of, but if you're doing bad shit, you know, we just got to call it out, man. There's a lot of bad cats in the world.
I
They
agree.
get the
That's a
same
great,
call that the good guys get.
that's a great analogy. Now, does any of you think that has anything to do with the culture that we grow up in? You know, Americans, man, we're elitists. You know, we're brought up to think, you know, we're the greatest country in the world. Nobody does it better than us. We've got an entitled attitude. We come from a deeply rooted gun culture. It's very violent in America. And I think we're bringing a lot of that wherever we go. You know, if you look at the 72-year-old that killed the guy recently, a lot of guys, you know, they own guns in America. So I don't believe they sell all of their guns and give them all away. They may do that materially, but mentally they still carry that here. So he probably, because he owned a gun his whole life, probably,
Mhm.
that was probably one of the first things he wanted to do, had his Filipino wife, because he was married. You know, people was asking, where did he get the gun? More than likely, that was his wife's gun. Or
For
you
sure.
can get a friend or one of her family members to get the licensing for you. More
Right.
likely, that's how he got that gun. You know,
If it
because
wasn't from her, it's from somebody she knew probably.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I
I
think
seen
this,
some.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
this
I seen
plays,
somebody comment that, you know, the Philippines is known for a lot of. It was a comment in your video that the Philippines is known for a lot of ghost guns.
yeah, that's
Those
what
things.
Serrano lot said. And it is,
Mhm.
you know, they make their guns over here. There's a lot of gunsmiths over here. So I think
Right.
you'll be shocked at how many, I don't know the figure for real, but I think we would all be shocked at how many expats over here have access to a firearm.
Right. Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
I
that's where we're coming from.
I think you made a great point. I think a lot of people from the West, they bring that Western US mentality here when they come here. Whether it's that simp mentality or whether it's that elitist mentality too. I think it comes with them. And I think one of the hardest things to do for a lot of cats is to leave that at home and just come here and relax and enjoy. You're here to retire, you're here to better your life and to start living your best life. But it's hard for a lot of cats to shake that and just come here and start a whole new mind and create a whole new mindset.
Yeah. You know, we
I,
like
I
to
want.
argue, man. We like to argue. We like to argue about sports, religion, politics, really anything. And I believe that's probably what led up to that, because they had been into a confrontation before. And
Mhm.
according to the news, the victim, he hired a Filipino to beat up the 72-year-old. Well, you know, of course, he assaults the 72-year-old, and the 72-year-old finds out that the victim paid him, and they went out looking for him. So, you know, I guess they would say it's premeditated, him and his wife. Now, are they going to charge his wife with being an accessory? According to the news, they just locked him up. They didn't lock her up. Remember, you're not in America. But if you
Right.
were in America, they were in America, and she went looking for that man with her
She would
husband,
be
she
she would
would
be
have
an
been
accessory,
charged
and
with
it would be
murder.
premeditated. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
it would be
when I,
and conspiracy.
yeah, and conspiracy.
Yeah.
And remember, I said, you guys are gonna, what is it gonna be? What is today gonna be the day when some man wakes up and says enough is enough and blows your brains out? See, he tried to blow this guy's brains out. He shot him in the neck. So I guess he was aiming for his head and hit his neck and killed him. But it's a shame, man, that both of you
Senseless.
guys, you know, Richie Richardson is expat here. Blizzard Rod, you've been to the Philippines before, you know, more than once. That we can't come over here and enjoy our vacation, our retirement without facing that kind of risk. I don't
I don't
get it, man.
understand.
I don't get it.
I don't understand either.
Yeah. And I wouldn't put it just on culture, because I think if you put it just on culture, you're removing the personal responsibility. Like you have a choice how to act. You have a choice whether to get caught up in this. And that's what I always bring it back to. Personal responsibility. Take accountability for your actions. Some of these guys, like, we like to push this idea of it's the West, it's the West, it's the West, when it's really like our own selves who need to be focusing on what we could do to get better. That's not pushed enough. It's not pushed enough. You hear everybody saying, oh, escape from the matrix. No, escape from your damn self. Fix your damn self first.
I agree 100%. But when you look, see, I bought receipts today. When we look at the receipts over here in the Philippines, because I'm here in the Philippines, I can't talk about Thailand and all that other stuff. When you have problems over here with a Westerner, more than likely it's going to be an American. We're the ones who are involved in the drama the most. It's not just murder, because some guy was in the comments talking about, this happens all the time. Now, murder doesn't happen all the time, but all that other shenanigans, fighting and all that other stuff, trolling and all that stuff, it goes on over here. And it's mostly Americans at the center of it. Okay, Elliot Eastman was an American. They warned him. The police warned him time and time again. Man, you're not safe here. Take your ass somewhere else. I go back to America. But for some reason, man, that's in us. Like, we're bigger than the rules. Okay, the same thing happened to the guy who got killed down at the waterfront in Cebu. This is an American, man. These aren't Canadians. These aren't Australians. These aren't UK. It's us that always at the center of this drama, of this madness over here. 99.9% of my trolls and haters and harassers are American. Nobody else is fucking with me, man.
Yeah.
There's something going on with our culture. It's something going on with the way we're raised, man. But you're right. It is, we got to take responsibility, but there's something about Americans, man. We're only 4% of the population, the Earth's population, but we think it begins and ends with us. This is what I'm saying. Man, I've been coming over here for a long time, man. Remember when Mark Thornton, he's lucky, may he rest in peace, that man didn't kill him. You're going to put your hands on a grown man. You're over fighting men in their 60s and 70s. They ain't going to put up with that, guys.
You know what? But that's what I don't understand. You just said a mouthful. How are you going to be in your 50s, 60s, coming over here fighting? You haven't figured out a better way to resolve problems. We argue about politics. We argue about sports. We argue about social issues. At 40, 50, and 60 years old, you haven't figured out a better way to solve problems. Just walk away and say, you know what? I ain't effing with you today, bro. I'm good. Deuces, right? Just walk. What are you doing coming to the Philippines or any other country fighting? That and I'm gonna side with you on this one, Blizz. That's about you. That's about you. And I know our culture we have a violent culture. It is what it is. So I'm kind of in the middle, I guess. We got a violent culture, but it is about you. At this point in life, I think I could get down still, but I ain't got no business fighting nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Even if I look at it, I think I can whoop I'm pretty sure I can whoop your ass. What am I gonna be fighting somebody for at my age, man? It don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
See, that's culture. A lot of us, we're immature, man, coming out of that because we've had everything done for us over there.
Right.
Man, it don't get any easier than America. I'm talking about getting set up and, there's jobs there if you want them. You can go from 0 to 100 in America quicker than you can anywhere else in the world. It's just something about us, but you're right. It's like, dude, you're 63 or whatever it is. You're 71.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Leave that shit alone, man. But we won't leave people alone. No. We can't mind our own business. We always up in somebody's business. Like, look at this guy, fat grandpa is what I call it. It's only a matter of time before he trolls the wrong person. See, I ignore guys
Flintstones.
like that. Okay, I'm not willing to
Flintstones.
risk it all for
You
some
got
ignorant
to.
fool like that. He's in his 60s, man.
You got
What's
to.
wrong
And
with
I'm
him?
looking. I mean, I look at it like this is supposed to be my elder. Like,
Yeah.
and you guys want
Right.
to talk about the young generation? Like, this is supposed to be my elder? You know, these are the
Right.
guys that raised some of us. So it's sad when you think about it that way. Like, these guys are my uncles, my grandfathers, some of these
Right.
guys. You know, it's like, wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I think there again goes, you know, what I said earlier, and it's not the Philippines' fault, but the barrier to entry is so low. Like, these guys can't go to Japan and act this way. One, they're not going to be, it's not going to be accepted. But if you're a Pookie, it's not that easy to get there. I could go to the Philippines right now and basically stay for 3 years very easily. You know, you can't do that a lot of different places. You actually got to put the work in. You have to have preparation, and it's just different. So it's not the Philippines' fault, but it just is what it is.
Maybe raise the bar. But Blizz, you make a really good point, man. I mean, like you said, the entry is so low. There's no requirements. There's barely any requirements, a few dollars in your pockets. I lived in China for 8 years. Man, you got to have a college degree. You got to have a whole bunch of stuff before they're going to let you in the country. I mean, at least to work and to live there. You got to have a lot of stuff going on. Same with Japan. I mean, they're not just letting you in. So, but here, they let a lot of people in who might be considered low-hanging fruit in other places. So, or undesirables in other places. So I think you make a great point there. Maybe the answer is to raise the bar some. Oh no.
Yeah, you both are hitting it on the nose, man. That's what I said yesterday. The Philippines attracts some of the strangest people, man, over here. The worst of the worst, really. The best of the best, but also the worst of the worst. Remember, it only takes one person to ruin your vacation or retirement. And if you're over here in the Philippines, more than likely it's going to be a damn American with his entitlement, with his old immature attitude and stuff, man. You know, these guys, man, so many people are on edge. It was a guy that was in the comments of that video. He said, I didn't work my whole entire life to come in the Philippines and get shot dead by some self-hating fool. Okay. I gotta agree with him on that, man. I didn't come all the way over here for that, to have to be, arguing and going back and forth with trolls and haters and stuff and everything like that. And they say, oh, you're on YouTube. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Everybody doesn't come at me, YouTubers. It's only a select people. All it takes is one. But yeah, you're right, man. We got a hell of a audience that comes over here.
8,000 miles away, still looking over your shoulders like this. That's crazy. Right. You went there to get away from that.
Some people aren't going to put up with that. That man wasn't going to put up with it. He was like, dude, I'm 72, because they was like, why would he live his whole life only to come over here and throw it away? Well, maybe he felt his life was, in jeopardy.
Yeah.
That would be the only reason I would think to do something like that, and the victim is like I'm telling guys, leave people alone, man. You could be next. You don't know who it is. What's that song by? Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my edge. Yeah. It's like a wonder it's true, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Icy says, as we Japanese say, we don't hate foreigners. We love good foreigners. Right. See, which one of you guys said something about Japan? See, they know what they can get away with over here in the Philippines. Okay, they're not going to go anywhere else like Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, South Korea, and pull this nonsense. No. Okay, because they know they're going to be dealt with.
If you go to places like that, if you go to Japan, being in China for so many years. I lived in Japan for a little less than 1 year, but being in China for 8 years, I'm gonna tell you, if you do there's no gun. First of all, you're never gonna get a hold of a gun. But if you get in a fight in China, if you do anything violent, any kind of violent crime, you are going to go to prison. I mean, they deal with stuff harshly, so that there's no, you're not going to do it again. And it ain't going to be go to prison and eat some food and all. It's going to be prison, hard time, and mental and ass whooping rehabilitation over there. And same in Indonesia, Singapore, and places like that. They don't play none of that. So like you said, they know what they can do. They know what they can get away with and what they can't. And they do. And people here in the Philippines, you get all kinds here, man. You get all kinds here. You get the good ones, but you get some of them other cats too.
Yeah, you get a lot of them. You get a lot of them other cats, just like this guy ended up getting the gun, because if you go in those comments, there are at least 20 people are saying, well, how did he get the gun? Guys, it's not hard to do that over here.
Right.
Okay, like Serrano was talking about these ghost guns, and you're in the Philippines, so people are trying to, make ends meet. Hell, once you get over here and get situated, you start meeting some locals, and you can easily say, "Hey, man, where can I buy me a gun?"
Right.
Okay, because we come from that mindset, so you're not going to get rid of that mindset. You're 65, 70 years old. You're going to bring that over here. You're going to get you a gun, because
if that's how you think.
America, there's more farms, legally owned farms, than there are people in America. And the number one reason we purchase weapons is for self-defense. We buy a gun to shoot somebody. We don't buy it for hunting. 72% of people who own guns, when were asked in a Pew Research study, so I'm bringing receipts to that. They bought it for self-defense. I bought it to shoot somebody. Okay.
But Cal, let me ask you this. Let me ask you, because I mean I've been on your live streams. I watch your live streams all the time. At 63 years old, I'm in my late 50s now. At some point, you're here in the Philippines. You're supposed to be living your best life, or trying to. Wouldn't you think, hey man, you know what? I just don't like this cat. I ain't messing with him. Let me just walk away. I don't, let me just walk. It's not. There has to become a point where it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. You lose way more than you gain.
Absolutely, man. This is my point. Exactly. But this is an American thing. We can't help ourselves. We can't just keep going. Do you think I like everybody? Because people was like, so many people don't like you. Well, I don't like everybody. But that doesn't mean I'm going to troll them. That doesn't mean I'm going to harass them. I'm just going to keep going. Some people can't help themselves. And then with this YouTube thing, people want to be celebrities, man. They want to be known, okay? They want to be, this is the only way to get some type of recognition. I never knew all this was going to happen when I started my YouTube channel. It's not why I'm on here, man. It just happened. But some people, they looking for that, and they want to get it any way they can. So they see you up there, you popular, your channel's popping. They want to F with you. They don't even know. I don't even know you, Richie Rich. Even though we've hung out, we went to lunch, I consider you a friend now. I don't know you, man.
Thank you.
I don't know if you got a gun, if you carrying a gun or something over here. I'm not going to try you, because I'm going to respect you, man. But these guys, they act like they know me. I'm just going to keep on making these videos. I'm going to keep on telling these lies and stuff. Okay. And the day may come when I wake up and say enough is enough. Okay. And have Merlin go out there and get that gun. Okay. This is why would you risk? You asked the question. Let me ask you a question. Why would you risk that? Is that even worth it? Is what I'm saying.
I got a simple rule. I think about it this way. My job is to protect, right? I mean, it's me and Ching. We're not married though, but I feel like I'm still committed to protecting her from any kind of harm or whatever. We've been together long enough. So that's my commitment. So if someone comes at her, then that's kind of my duty. That's how I look at it anyway. But outside of that, I could walk away from a dude talking crazy to me. I'm just at a point in my life where it's just not worth fighting. Like you say, you don't know what he's got in his hand or in his back pocket. I could walk away from that. From somebody coming at Ching, especially physically or directly, I have to protect. I feel like I'm duty bound to protect her. But outside of that, man, there's no reason to risk it. I'm living my best life. I have everything in life that I would want to have. Why ruin that?
But here's the thing. I'm gonna ask you another question. Do you see any other nationalities doing it other than Americans over here? Because you live here, Richie Rich. You know, because when you're on YouTube, you have access to a lot of the conversations, a lot of the beefs and different things going on. We're like the news now because you can't trust the mainstream media. So a lot of people get their news from YouTube. I just don't see it happening with any other nationality, not to the extent that Americans.
Some of those Australian cats get a little unhinged sometimes, but outside of that, it's usually us. It is usually us, and I really think, Blizz said you can't put it on culture, but some of it is our culture. Historically, we handle our differences with violence. That's how we solve our problems. Think about growing up. You learn how to fight. It's a thing. It is part of our culture. And I think some cats, they can't get it out of their culture. They can't just let it go. And I think it's too bad because it end up costing your own freedom and somebody's life.
Yeah, see, it's the 5%ers that mess it up for everybody. 95% of the men who come over here, we know how to kick back. We know how to relax. You saw the guy said, I just want to come over there, chill with a lady, and then act there. Well, 95% of us can do that. It's the 5%ers, man, that screw it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree.
Like, dude, just keep on going, man. Leave people alone. And some reason, man, Americans, we can't do it. We'll risk it all for
everything.
Over something stupid. Because I can guarantee you this, I don't even know what the situation was between the 72-year-old, and they didn't say how old the victim was, but was he 50? I can't remember. But anyway, I guarantee you it wasn't over something life-threatening like that.
No, it was some dumb shit. And I thought, I guarantee you it must be over a woman. I was thinking it's got to be over a woman, but I guess it turns out it wasn't over a woman, but just somebody feeling like he got disrespected. And in my mind, I feel like, your channel is way bigger than our channel. But in my mind, people are going to come on your channel. They're going to say what they want to say. You got your keyboard warriors. Sometimes they're on the fringe of disrespect. Sometimes people are just out and out disrespectful. But if you let that get under your skin, if you let dumb shit like that get to you, it's going to be a hard life here in the Philippines. And you may as well just go back home.
Yeah, I agree. But it goes beyond that with me. It goes way beyond that with me. People are stalking me, man. They're harassing me. They're making 10, 12, 15 minute videos about me. They're putting out false information. They're lying. They're libeling. They're bringing my family into the situation. It's far beyond the comment section. I can deal with the comment section. That's nothing. And then some of these guys, they show their face. It's so disrespectful. The other day, Captain Trucker, shout out to Captain Trucker, he said, he watched the video, man. He said, Cal, you really must be calling the bluff of your haters. He said, because you show exactly where you're staying and everything. I said, yeah, because these guys are cowards. They're not going to do anything to me for real. This is just who they are. Okay? But he's got a question. He said, for the panel, is it just me or are there many old white guys who get lonely and bored with their wives? So stalk other foreigners from companionship and act like weirdos. Who else experienced this? It's not just white, man. It's not just white. Most of my problems come from black men over here. Okay, yeah, Fat Grandpa is about one, and every now and then, but the majority, these are brothers, man, that be coming to me. It's like if you put Sunshine Shoulders in the search, you're gonna see just a slew of black men making videos about me, talking down on me, and I'm like, come on, guys. You realize we got a white supremacist in the White House right now, and that's all you got to spend your time on. We're in a tropical paradise.
Right.
If you got money enough to enjoy it, and that's all you got to do with your time, this is an American problem. I don't care what anybody says, man, because I don't see, believe it or not, I've had Australians, I've had people from UK, I've had Londoners. Man, if you only knew how they treated me,
Yeah.
I mean, it's humbling because they think so highly of me. These are white guys, man.
Right.
Okay, it's not them; it's Americans, man. We fucked up, man. I know it. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Shout out to the Aussie dudes on our channel because they're pretty cool too. I gotta say, I gotta agree with you. The most of the cats I have, the trolls on our channel, are definitely black. There's no question about it. But I think the question was, are they dudes who are bored with their wives? I think a lot of these dudes, if they had wives, they wouldn't have time to be trolling somebody's channel. If they had a family and loved ones and people around them, you don't have time. If you're grinding, you don't have time to be trolling somebody's channel and talking crazy about them. I think a lot of these dudes are just lonely and they're jealous. They're lonely and they hate to see you with a pretty woman or a cute woman with a sense of humor. They wish that they had a woman like that. And the only thing, they can't say that, so the only thing they can do is troll you instead. And that's what I think.
Did you hear about, now you lived up here, how long you been in Metro Manila, Rich?
About 3 years.
Okay, so did you hear about the American 71 who killed his Filipino living partner and stuffed her in a blue drum? See, these are Americans doing this stuff, man. They ain't nobody else.
Unhinged.
And he's sitting around living with the woman's body in the drum in the yard, like he ain't done nothing.
We're special people.
This wasn't that long ago, guys. Okay. Yeah. Hey, welcome back, Blizz. I apologize, man. I was like, where the hell did Blizz go?
No, my grandson came in, so I had to hop off real quick.
Blizz, you got a grandson?
Yeah, I got 2 grandkids.
Looking like a youngster, man. Come on.
7 and 3.
Now, okay, we got another guy grounded abroad. We got the abroad brothers on today. He said the Philippines will deal with you too. Yeah, they will. But Filipinos have a lot of tolerance. Certainly, man, for Westerners, man. There's no way, and people know it. That's why they push the limit over here like they do.
No, I agree.
I just think there's a certain type of man who uproots his life and moves across seas. Not good or bad, but there's got to be something going on, like with us, all 3 of us here. You guys are there already. I want to go there. That's not normal. To be honest, it's not normal to want to uproot your life and move across seas. I'm not saying it's bad or good, but you're leaving the most comfortable place for most of us, America. We're Americans. The most comfortable place for us is in America. So there is something going on there. And for some of us, it's a good thing. And for some of us, we're running away from problems. We're running away from problems here and just bringing them overseas.
I agree with that. Liz, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between someone moving? Okay, I'm from California. California is easily one of the most expensive states in the union, right? But what's the difference between someone moving from California to, say, North Carolina, California to South Carolina? They're still moving from one place to another for a better lifestyle, for whether it's lower cost of living. Maybe you think it'll be a little slower, a little easier, but that's how I looked at it. Is like, I didn't mind moving to another country. It didn't make any, it was no different than moving from Hawaii to South Carolina or something like that. It's just a different country.
when I say comfortable, I mean the law supports you. There's a social
Sure.
safety net. That's what I mean. I don't mean comfortable
Got you.
stress and all that stuff.
Got you.
But I can, if I move to California, I still know the laws. I still basically know the culture. You know, it's easy to move around. I know the transportation system. I can get a job. I can work. I can speak the language. That's what I
Good
mean.
points.
That-
Good points.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm a future expat. I
right.
want to move across. I never been shy saying I want to move across seas. I don't advocate staying in America for anybody. That's a
Mhm.
choice anybody can make. But you know, for us that want to pick up and move across seas and fall under a whole different legal jurisdiction, it's a lot, you know. And like I said, some guys have it together and they're all right, and they can do that. And some guys don't have it together, you know.
Right.
And these are the guys that we're talking about tonight.
But
Sure.
you make a great point. You make a great point because I've said it before. It's not easy moving overseas. It's not easy leaving all that behind. Okay, and people think that it's easy. You know, they say, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to move over to the Philippines or Thailand," and then after a while, you're leaving all your support behind, all the familiar behind, all your family, your friends, everything to a whole new country you know nothing about. And I believe the stress gets to some people. You know, men, just like we're sharing now, it's one of the reasons I started this community. For men to talk to each other, we won't do it. We hold it in. You don't know what
Right.
people are going through. They're not going to tell you. It's none of your business or whatever, you know. So we lie a lot. You know, if you ask 10 guys over here, why did they come to the Philippines? 9 of them going to lie. They're not going to tell you why. You know, but at the same time, we're not all the same either. And this is another big problem. They think all people who move overseas are the same, so they put all foreigners in the same bucket. We're not. Some of us are tired of the American way. You know, I put 40 years into that system.
Mhm.
I follow my gut. I knew it was time for me to try something different. But I'm an insurance agent. I mean, I was out there getting it, man. I was in a stressful career. If I didn't go out and perform, there was no check on Friday. And after you do that month after month after month, because if I had a great May, guess what? I could have the best May that the company's ever seen. Start June 1st, it starts all over again.
You gotta do
Imagine
it
how
again.
stressful that is. It's like, what have you done for me lately? And you do that for 16 years? Man, I said, I need something different. And I had been
Right.
coming over here. I knew I could come and relax. I didn't come over here to start a YouTube channel like some of these guys. That just happened. I did not come over here to start a YouTube channel. You know, I know you can relax over here and enjoy your golden years or your silver years.
Right.
But some people just can't do it. It's not in their personality, man. You know, they're weak. You know, those are weak guys, man. There's something going on with them because you don't mess with anybody, Liz. Richie Rich don't mess with anybody.
I think it takes a different kind of dude. I really do. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, I think it takes a different kind of dude to be a person in general to pick up and move to another country, to move to another place. We can just say whether you're moving from state to another state where you don't know anybody. I think it takes you have to have a really a strong mindset to be ready to move to another country and be able to deal with a new culture. For me, when I moved to China, I spoke no Chinese when I moved to China. Here, at least most of the people speak English. But moving to a country where you don't understand the culture, where you just don't know how people get down, you have to have a different kind of mindset to be ready to do that, to absorb that, and also to kind of get into that culture, join that culture, and keep your mind okay. I think it takes a different kind of dude to do that. And like you said, it's a lot of pressure. And that might get to some people who aren't ready for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I agree. It takes a different, special kind of man to do that. I'm not going to lie. Special type of person. But not everybody's gonna do it the right way. Not everybody's prepared. Not everybody's bringing their best self. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we gotta admit, we're not all the same. We may end up in the same destination, but we're not all the same. We're not all coming from the same, even if we're all coming from America, we're not all coming from the same experience. Some people got trauma. Some people have addictions and alcoholics. You don't know. And like I said, the low barrier entry, you get all these guys, you get them all together. And guess what? We're all American. And that's how they see us. We're all just American.
We're all foreigners.
Richie Rich said basically the same thing I was saying. It's not easy, okay? That's why you don't see so many people doing it full time. They'll come over here, they can handle it for 4 or 5 months, then they'll go home for 4 or 5 months, then come back. Because, man, to just discard everything your past life, man, it's hard to do, man. You better have a compelling reason to be over here full time like that. Otherwise, you're not gonna make it, man. The homesickness itself is gonna get you. You're gonna start feeling guilty. Oh man, I'm getting to the end of my life. I want to go home, because eventually we all go home. Mm-hmm. You made a great point, Blizz. We're from America. Eventually we'll all come home, but you need a break from that. I did, because I was ready to snap, man. I was ready to snap. Because I'm not one of those guys. I'm not gonna keep on taking it. You're gonna get your foot off my neck, man, one way or the other. I'm like Napoleon Hill said, if you can't do anything else but leave the situation, because people was like, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, you can do something about it, even if it's just leaving. And that's what I did. But it's not easy, guys. So if you're watching this and you're, oh man, I'm gonna leave the Matrix, you better have a compelling reason, and you better have a plan.
You better have a plan, Jack.
Physically and mentally prepared, because that woman is not the solution to every damn thing. That's what
she's gonna be more of a problem.
But when you say that, you get pushback when you say that. When you say that, don't make the woman your number one reason, you're gonna get pushback. When I say things like, the Matrix is in the mind, I get pushback for saying stuff like that, because people want to blame everything on the system, on women. But honestly, none of that matters if you're doing what you need to do. And if that's leaving the country and going to the Philippines, going to Japan, so be it. But do it for you. Do it for your purpose, not nobody else.
Yeah, if you wanna last, because you're right. We're not all the same, and we don't come here for the same reason. Some men come here for a woman. They put it all on her, and then wonder why they so damn miserable. She ain't got no special powers. If she did, she would use them on herself to get out of the funky situation she's in. She wouldn't use them on you. She's gonna use them on herself. But we think, man, some of us guys, man, our self-worth, our self-esteem, we don't know our value. And there's no woman can fix that. I'm sorry, there ain't no woman gonna fix that. So we bring all them problems over here.
That's a lot of weight to put on a woman. That's a lot of weight to put on a woman that already got a lot of weight on her already,
Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah.
A whole lot of weight.
This is what we're doing. This is exactly what we're doing. But then some of us come over here, we think it's easy, and what we do, we put the woman on our back. We strap that 100-pound backpack on. It's hard enough, guys, over here. Then the minute you get out the plane, you're gonna put that backpack on. Everything you do is gonna be harder because you got her there. Look, I'm telling you now, raising a family in the Philippines is not cheap. It's very expensive, okay? And a lot of guys come over here, you always talk about budgets. Man, don't talk about no budget to me. I got a family over here. What I look like doing a budget video, unless you got a family, then you can relate. Hell, remember I fixed my water line. Well, the damn thing's leaking again. We just got the water bill. It's $5,700. Okay, like, it's all different, guys. This is life on life terms. You better be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know,
When I came here, we talk about, you see these videos, oh, you can live in the Philippines for $1,000 a month. And in truth, you can. But that doesn't include the moment you start dating, the moment you put somebody on your back, that $1,000 a month goes out the window. I mean, you could live kind of comfortably. You could do okay, even in Manila. But how many people are going to be sitting at home in their condo by themselves day in and day out? You want to go out, you want to eat, you want to socialize, you want to date. And the moment you start doing all that stuff, you can forget all about that, because now you add more problems, you add more money and a whole bunch of other stuff to what you got to do. And man, it's different. Like you said, you put her on your back and you might not even be ready to carry yourself. And you putting somebody else on your back trying to go hiking.
they aren't ready.
Yeah,
They think they're ready because we make it look easy, Richie Rich. We make it look easy. That's all it is. I used to do that. Man, my American wife, man, she used to get so mad at me because she thought I had it easy because I wore a suit and tie every day. I come home.
Right.
Lady, do you realize what I go through on a daily basis? I just make it look easy.
Yeah.
I don't bring my problems home. You know, that's why we used to fall out. And it's the same thing here. Yeah, you can take that $1,000. You can move to a place like this. Okay, you pay that $450 rent. You got what? How much does it cost for your immigration for 2 months? About $50. Okay, so now you got 500. Now you only got 500 left. You can walk around here because this is all inclusive. But hell, you're gonna be bored to death the minute you get a woman. See, remember, what's her name? From the True Girls, what was the Jim? See, she said years ago, when the guy said, well, how much does it cost? You know, no, we were talking about budgets. And she said, you better have at least $1,000 a month budget for the woman you're gonna be with.
That's
and it was like, yeah, right. Okay, $1,000 is nothing in 2026, man.
Right. Look, let me add on to your point. I always, on our channel, I always talk about getting a woman. If you're gonna be dating here, getting a woman who's got a job, who's self-sufficient, who can take care of herself. So Ching has a job. She has one of the best paying jobs here in the Philippines. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter because it's still going to cost you a whole lot of money. When you start dating here, you ain't going to be sitting up in your condo all day long. You're going to go out. You're going to go places. You want to go to the beach. You want to go to the mountains. You want to go travel. We're headed to Vietnam in 2 days. You want to go to different places and do stuff. It's going to cost you, even though she might have a good paying job, it's still going to cost you a whole lot of money. And if you're not prepared for that, the stress of being with somebody from another culture who speaks a different language, who might not understand your jokes or your sense of humor because they come from a different culture, it's a lot of pressure. And like you said, Cal, that adds up. And I think a lot of cats are not meant for that, are not meant to be able to handle that.
Yeah, now let me address this guy right here. This is the guy who's always coming on here starting trouble. This is the only attention I'm going to give him, but it goes into the video I made today. He's like, you all running, that's why you in that dump. See, he's never been to the Philippines, obviously.
Clearly,
okay?
Clearly.
You only get fools like that who say stuff like that. You come here to the Venice Grand Canal Mall and the Venice residences, and you walk around here, it looks no different than if you're at home. If I'm at home, if you got the money, you're gonna have the infrastructure. You know.
Exactly.
Oh, that's where you staying. That's
no
where you
money,
staying at.
Yeah. Stay on the porch, dude. If you ain't got the money, but don't be coming over here. There's so much more to the Philippines than what you realize. Everything you think you know about the Philippines, you really need to push it aside until you get over here. Right. Okay, because I'm shocked. I've been here all these years. I never even thought to come up to Manila. I had just closed my mind to it. I'm like, it's too many people up there, it's too congested, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Man, I'm kicking myself. Like, I should have been here. I'm not going to cheat myself anymore. But no, we're not going to pay you any more attention because he's just a troll, guys. But I did want to address that, guys. You know.
Now, clearly, he's never been to the Philippines at all, because if he was talking about Manila and people like that, I just laugh at because they've
It's
never
a
been.
waste of time.
Just a waste of time. I bet you this cat doesn't even have a passport. Never been out of the U.S. himself. So he just running his mouth. Yeah.
Thomas said, her money isn't your money, but your money's her money. That's the fact.
My money is my money. My money is my money.
Just saying,
yeah.
If you got to live in, there ain't no way around that, because my thing is, I'm not going to spend a peso unless I'm benefiting from it. Okay?
Bingo.
Period. End of story.
Bingo.
So don't ask me for no iPhone 63 or whatever it is, because you're not going to get it. You know, when we travel,
Right.
we traveling together. You
Right.
want to go to Vietnam? Come on. You going with me. I'm not sending you to Vietnam. Okay, I'm not sending you to Boracay. Well, yeah, I might send a Boracay. That's nothing. But hell, I'm not spending money. If I buy a motorcycle, I'm gonna be riding that sucker. I mean, I'm gonna be on the back of it.
Right.
He said,
Yeah,
my money is definitely my money. And when my wife thinks it's hers, I have to check her. But you know, we talk the tough talk, man. You know, these Filipinos, man, they got a way of getting what they want. You ain't
If
gonna
you got a
keep
good
saying
woman,
no.
take care of your woman, man.
Yeah,
That's
take
it.
care of the woman.
take care of her.
Yeah.
And she'll take care of
ain't gonna
you.
keep
That's
saying
it.
no. If you're not treating her right, see, this is the thing that gets me about this manosphere. If you're not treating a woman right, what makes you think she's gonna submit to you? What reason does she have to submit to you if you're not taking care of her? You're not
She ain't
submitting
gonna
to
stay
no
long.
broke man. She's not submitting to a broke man.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No.
Y'all gonna be fighting and going back and forth. You take good care of a woman,
She'll take care of
okay?
you.
She's gonna submit. Okay, that's what Marilyn told me the other day. I gotta be ready for you, okay, and what I want. Because she knows I'll give her the world. I've already proven that.
Right.
But you guys, man, being cheap, women, you know, ain't gonna just let you run over top of them. And
No.
if you got a woman like that, man, who wants a woman like that anyway?
No.
Now, I before I got to go in a few minutes, but before I go,
Okay.
I do want to say, number one, Blizzard, I've seen your comments and in Cal's live stream, and it's a pleasure to meet you and see you face to face.
You too, awesome.
But I want to piggyback on what you said, man. Pick a good woman in the first place. Don't come here or anywhere and just take the low-hanging fruit or take the first thing you get. Spend the time and pick a good woman. And when you get a good woman, you don't have to worry about her spending your money, because she ain't gonna let you. She won't let you spend your own money. She will take care of you. She will help you take care of your money. She will definitely. I'm telling you, my woman is so cheap. She won't even let me spend my own money on stuff. She'll take good care of you, because that's the culture here. Take care of your woman. Pick a good woman. Take care of her, and you're gonna be all right when you come here. That's it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, and I believe that's a lot of places, but certainly here. But you got to work on yourself. This is what Blizzard talks about all the time, because we come over here in bad shape. You know, that loneliness and desperation, man, puts a big X on your back. You know, you don't know what constitutes a good woman. All of them look good to you because they got the negotiator between their legs. That's all you looking for. If you drive, you in monk mode. You see some of these women walking around here, man. Are you crazy? That's why you lose your life savings. Get your own life together. Have some type of self-discipline, some type of restraint. Man, these guys is coming over here, man, because I saw a young lady yesterday. I think she works in here. I was coming from the store, from the grocery store. She had these little walking shorts on. This little girl was built. She looked to be like 23, 24 years old. Had a tattoo on her thigh. Man, she was fine as hell. And I'm like, if one of these guys get off the plane and she's waiting for them at the airport, good luck. You're gonna lose it all.
Right. Now there's a lot of them here, bro. Out here in Manila, there's a lot of them. Me and Ching, we were out in BGC last night. We thought we would see you at the meet and greet with John Smullo. It was his birthday, and
Yeah, I forgot.
they're everywhere. I mean, literally 8, 9s, and 10s. They're everywhere. But I mean, it's like vultures. You know what they're about. You know what a lot of them are about, and you know why they're there. And it's easy. It is easy to lose your money, bro. If you ain't minding your business, it's easy to lose your money out here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go so far as to say this.
Mhm.
This is my last relationship. I'm gonna do everything I can. I'm talking about with a Filipino. I'm gonna do everything I can to make this relationship with Maryland work. But if it doesn't, I'm not getting more relationships over here because it's tough, man. You know, I don't want to start all over and go through all the shit you got to go through to find out if you got the right woman. You know what I'm saying? I've had enough relationships over here. It's me, it's not them. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go through all that anymore. Spending all that money and listening to all that bullshit, all that lies and stuff. It's been a long time since I've been on that dating site and all that stuff. I'm just not gonna do it. But if I decide, if I get weak, then I just meet on the street. But I've had enough of relationships over here. I'm good right now.
Big Shirley waiting for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean I'm done with women. I'm done with relationships. I'm not, this is it for me. I told Marilyn that because she said I don't go up there and do nothing stupid. I'm like, do you really think I want to be bothered with another woman? As crazy as y'all are, y'all get on my nerves. I mean, really,
It's too expensive.
I'm at the stage in my life. I don't need that.
I don't have time for all that.
I don't have time for it, But like I said, I'm gonna do everything. I got a good woman. She's as compatible with me as any one of my women I've ever had. But this is it for me. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how freaky you are. I'm good.
Blizzard, when you talking about moving out here?
Japan, 2 years.
In about 2 years. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's going to Japan. He's going to Japan.
I don't blame you. I've been there quite a few times, and Osaka is the bomb. It is the bomb. Yeah. I strongly recommend it to any man.
I've got a friend, JR. Shout out to JR. He's trying to get me to come out there. He's been out there almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's got grown American, Japanese children. He's married to a Japanese woman. He said, Cal, you come over here. You may not go back to the Philippines, But it just depends on what you're looking for.
It's not easy though. Yeah, but it's not easy to stay out in Japan though. That's the thing.
No.
So you really gotta want it, and you really gotta be prepared. You really gotta prepare yourself and have your shit in order, because Japan is not easy. It's very high bar.
Yeah, and it's an expensive place to live. I wouldn't say expensive, but by comparison to other countries in Southeast Asia, Japan is a lot more expensive to live in. I would say probably Japan and Korea would be two of the more expensive places to live, and maybe Singapore. But you really got to have it together going out there and planning to have start a whole new life.
Now, I don't have any proof of this, like what Icy is saying. And she's a Japanese, I think half Japanese, half Filipino, but she makes a great point here. I'm just going to piggyback off this. She says, especially now, talking about Japan, with the immigration policy is changing. I believe a lot of these countries are changing their immigration to keep the low-hanging fruit, the American people, away. We are a problem, guys. It doesn't matter if you want to admit it or not. Okay, you don't even have to leave America to know we're a problem. Imagine the division that's still there. Is there another country as divided as America? We bring all that stuff with us, man. We bring that attitude and everything wherever we go. And people are tired of it, so they'll say, oh, yeah, we'll change the immigration policy for everybody just to keep these people away. Because, we spend a lot of money, and not all Americans are bad, but it don't take us all to make the country have an American problem. Obviously, not every American over here is bad. 95% of us are good, but it's the 5% that they're saying, I'm sick of all Americans. You know,
Right.
you guys killing people. You know, when you see them, they trying to come into the country. How many of them are Americans, these pedophiles and sexual abusers, that they're stopping at immigration, won't even let them in the country? And then the ones that are here, you know, Kaj was saying he was up in Angeles City last weekend, and he says a lot of young women on, he said really underage girls on Red Street. And I said, yeah, because there's a demand for that over here.
That's what they want.
You know, I'm not saying Americans are the only ones.
Sick.
No, for sure not. And remember when all that stuff happened with well, what's his name? I never understood how many cats there were coming into the Philippines that had the same mindset. What was the cat's name that, you know, where they were saying he was kind of a pedo or whatever? And now he's out in Thailand with his wife or girlfriend or whatever. But
you talking about pro-life travel?
Yeah. When all of those cats came to, you know, they got behind him. And that's when I started really to understand that there's a lot of cats here that are into that kind of thing. That, they were so hard, so adamant about him and like, oh, he's a good guy. He's nothing wrong. And whatever. I mean, everybody has their opinion, but that was the first time I started to understand that there's a lot of different kinds of cats here. And the kind of cats that you or me, we might not would normally hang out with because our viewpoints and thought processes are very, very different.
Yeah, my thing with him was, it wasn't I was taking up for him. It was like what they got him for with everything that's going on over here. Okay, remember, Filipinos don't watch our channels, guys.
Right.
I promise you they don't. Okay, somebody steered the Filipino government and authorities toward his channel.
Sure.
Okay, that's what got me, because I'm saying, okay, if they can get him, they can get any of us. Because remember, they didn't give him any due process. Okay, his audience is mongers. If you want to build a YouTube channel over here in the Philippines and over in Thailand and these places, Cambodia, then create a monger channel where all you're talking about is women, and you're going around showing women, and you're on Red Street and you're on Walking Street and all of that. See, I decided I wasn't going to sell out like that. You know, and that's what he did. He basically sold out. But I didn't like the fact that they made such, I mean, imagine they had a press conference. The head of the Bureau of Immigration put him out there front and center, like, you know, and I'm thinking like, well, what did you be? And you know why they were really mad? Because he called those tricycle drivers monkeys. That's really all they had. That's all they were showing anyway. Okay, now imagine they call us gorillas over here. So if you get mad and strike back and call them something, you're done. But I wasn't taking up for him. I was just saying, man, I didn't like the way, you know, there was no due process. He was guilty. And, you know, it just, because I've been through that before. If you haven't been through it before, because I don't watch it. He's not entertaining to me. There's nothing informative about his content. He's strictly entertainment. It's for guys, you know, a lot of our audience would never come over here. So they hanging on those videos. They want to see those young girls. You know, and then he's got a fine young wife. They want to see all that, the boobs, half the boobs showing and all that stuff. Okay, that's why his channel, he was able to do something that I never thought a foreigner, certainly a man, would ever do. He became more popular than the Filipino P. For the 6 months up into he got arrested, his videos were getting more views than her. He had become bigger than her.
I didn't realize his channel had got so big. I watched his channel early on, and it wasn't that big. When he was around, you know, 25,000, still bigger than mine. Everybody's channel is bigger than mine. but he was, you know, his channel was smaller. I didn't realize he had gotten that big until all that stuff erupted. And I looked at his channel and he was over 100,000. He was over 100,000 subscribers. I had no idea.
Well, people
Yeah,
are
I didn't even know
smart,
who he
man.
was, really.
You got to understand, YouTube is about money. It's not about making friends. It's not about doing what other people want you to do. These guys know where the money is. If you're watching this and you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, then get you a manga audience. They're going to watch every video you make.
Yeah.
You're going to have, I mean, those people, he shot past me like I was standing still. All these guys did. There's another manga, regular guy. He's got a manga audience. I'm not knocking him. I'm saying, if you want to be successful over here, you gotta have that type of channel. Okay.
Yeah, but
sorry.
you ain't gonna get away with it.
I'm not gonna get away with it anyway.
No.
You see,
I don't think any of us here.
Yeah, they sent me a warning a long time ago. Dude, you can't talk about that stuff. We're not gonna allow you to do it. Okay. That's just how it is. Okay. Everybody saw that. You know, imagine they got me for human trafficking and exploiting Filipino women. Y'all know my channel is basically tame compared to some of this stuff. You see the Filipino channels, they're talking about everything. Anal, baby juice, they're talking about it all. But you just say one thing like that. Oh, you're taking advantage of these women, you know, they're gonna turn you in. But no, they're not gonna let me get away with it. So I've sat there. I'm happy with where I am. You know, because all of this is really a surprise to me. I never expected to get to where I am. I'm comfortable with it. You know, if I never get any bigger, which of course you are, if you stay on, here I am, but I don't care. Hell, with my Social Security, my YouTube, my insurance, I'm living damn good in the Philippines. I'm living good in the neighborhood, but you're right, Blizzard, they don't let me get away with it. They don't let me get away with nothing anyway. You know, they hold me to a higher standard. I can't put out the bullshit content that these other bloggers do and get all these views. If I just say something about my political views or if I say something, if I give my perspective or my opinion about anything, are they coming for me? I'm not supposed to have an opinion. Okay? I don't, you know, if you say anything about Trump, they start talking about Biden. Well, I didn't like Biden either. Biden was pathetic too. Okay? I'm sorry. America, we can do better than Biden and Trump. But they come.
I wish we would.
You know.
I wish we would. Yeah. You guys, I gotta get going. I appreciate you having me on, Cal. Do you mind if I plug my channel real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
If you guys want to, you might have seen me and Ching. Our channel is Richie Rich Abroad, and I think in the next few days we'll be doing a little collab with Calvin again and making a video, making a little bit of a content. But we appreciate you guys, and join our channel, Richie Rich Abroad. Thanks, Blizz. Nice meeting you, Cal. I'll see you tomorrow probably.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. And look at this.
Thanks for
life.
Thanks for having me on, man.
This is a true statement right here. He says many armchair bros are actually closet mongers. They share the same viewership. There, I said it. This is 100% facts. Okay, before I even knew what a monger was over here, Blizzard, when I started my channel, I was just talking about my experiences over here. And the mongers came toward me. I believe that's why my channel grew so fast. You know, because I was talking about just my experiences, you know, what was right in front of me. I wasn't intentionally making content to bring them in. And my channel blew up. But once it blew up, and they saw me talking about the Filipino tune-up and the girlfriend experience, and, you know, why these women are with us and they'll do anything for you to get out of their situation. Oh, they came for me. They're like, hold on now, you can't talk about that stuff. So I said, okay, I can talk about other things, you know. I've got a
That
diverse.
difference, that difference is so it is fascinating. Like, you know, some people can do it and blow up. Like regular guy, I like his stories. I like the way he talks. I don't really watch him that much, but in the background, you know what his channel's about. You know why he has the views he has, and it's okay. But then I've seen you bring up certain topics, and it's like they want to come at you. It just, I mean, we know what it is, but it's still fascinating to see it in real life.
Yeah, it is fascinating to see it in real life, and that's why I really don't talk about it from that angle because I know people like you and others who are seeing clearly. You know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe there's another vlogger over here who goes through the hell that I go through. Tell me one. Okay. Every now and then you might see one or two people going back and forth, but they go out of their way, guys. And like I said, most of them are black guys, but
Yeah.
you got Sick Grandpa, you got the guy from Kansas City, Missouri, which Mike Philippines retirement shut him down. You know,
Yeah.
they come at me with such vitriol, man. They come with so much hate and so much anger. It's like, dude, you don't even know me. What did I do to make you that angry? They hate to see a black man with a perspective, okay, who's not gonna back down, okay, who's gonna speak his mind. They hate that, man.
Yeah,
They hate it,
that's what I
so
said.
they
They call
put me on a whole
anger.
different level. My content has to be on a level of Ed Bradley. When you look at this other content out here, you see these guys, they got 25, 50, 100,000 views. And I'm like, for this,
I've
what's
seen a
really going on?
video. I've
Hey,
seen a video of sick grandpa literally slapping an old man. This old, I don't know. I don't know the whole situation behind it, but it was disgusting. He should have went to jail. And honestly, there were people in the comment section cheering it on. Like, yeah, you showed him. And it's like, that's sick. It's sick. I don't know if you ever seen that video. I seen it, and it's
I
like
saw it.
it's
He
sick,
got
man.
one, but this is because they rally behind people like him. Go on his channel, and I guarantee you, if you look at his top 10 videos, I'm 3 or 4 or 5 of them of his most popular videos. Anytime he talks about me, he gets an audience.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just telling you that anybody, you put mine. I think your biggest video, but you were taking up for me
yeah.
when you made that video. That's probably one of your biggest videos. You
It
know,
absolutely is.
even though they see me every day, they come to St. Carlos City. People just want to click on that to see, well, what did Calvin do? You know, good damn well I ain't done nothing. I've got to be a scammer. I just can't be successful. I've got to be still. Oh, some guy called me a thief yesterday. Like, fool, you ain't never sent me 1 peso.
But
Talking about a damn.
even that, you don't see it anywhere else. I think you said that the other day. The Thailand channels, you see a couple of little beefs here and there, but nothing compared to what goes on in the Philippine YouTube space. There's
Yeah.
always some drama. You don't see that anywhere else.
You
Colombia,
don't see that
the
anywhere.
travel
Thank
space, the
you.
YouTube, you don't see that anywhere
Say it.
else.
Say it,
And
man.
I just don't get. I
Don't
don't get
hold
it.
back today
it.
because we're not gonna be
It's a
on here
lot
that
of
much
fucking.
longer.
It's a lot of
That's
hate.
exactly right. It's the reason when this guy got killed, I knew it was gonna happen. It's gonna happen again
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we fucking with grown men. People are coming over here. We've worked our whole entire life. We didn't come over here to be fucked with. Leave us alone, or somebody's gonna blow your brains out. I'm sorry, that's what's gonna
I
happen.
agree.
That's what happened to that guy. He fucked with the wrong person. And this is what's gonna happen to other people who continuously want to poke the bear, push these guys on the edge. You don't know what drove people over here. You don't know why they're over here.
I never
You
used to
don't know what they've
understand.
been through. You don't know what they've been through. You might come out of a divorce, he done lost half of everything. He's still mad about that.
I
you
never
can be
understood
the
it
star
before.
where the
Now I kind
camera's
of
at.
understand it. Now I kind of understand it when you hear the expats say, you know, I don't deal with other expats. I stay away. Like I was there and I was like, you know, I'm saying hi to people and they're just like looking the other way. Other, you know, black men, white men, you could tell they're American. And you say hello to them or give them the head nod and they don't say anything. They just look away. I couldn't understand it now. But just, you know, being around these spaces more and more, hearing the stories, you understand why. You know, expats go over there. They don't want anything to do with other expats. They just want to be left alone. You know,
That's it.
like I said,
He said, what do you mean it's going to happen again? Are you thinking about crashing out? If I was going to crash out, Q, I would crash out a long time ago. I ignored these guys. I've got too much on the line. I got too much at stake. These guys who play all these games, they don't have anything. They're miserable. They're trying to come up on me. They don't have nothing to lose. I got everything to lose. If I was going to crash out, I'd crash out a long time ago. But the point is, you can't keep pushing somebody. I remember when I was in high school, I was a senior in high school. There was a photographer. This guy was a pillar of the community, right? Okay, so him and his wife have a divorce, but she won't leave him alone. She, you know, brings a new boyfriend around, you know, harassing the man. So one time when she comes over there to get the child support money, he killed her and shot the boyfriend 7 times. The city was shocked, you know, but people can only take so much. You know, this guy was a photographer. When you got your prom, you know, back in them days, you know, there was no social media. You didn't take your own pictures. You know, you went and had them done for your graduation, the prom, and your wedding photos and all that. He was the one to do it, you know. But the woman pushed him. He snapped. He killed her and shot the boyfriend 7 times. He killed her in the studio, came down to the car where the boyfriend was waiting. The boyfriend tried to drive away, shot him 7 times. He lived. But no, I'm not going. These guys aren't, they're not worth it, man. They're not worth it.
no.
For me to lose everything, man, I'm living good over here. I'm one of the guys who got it all together, who eventually figured it out. Okay? Everything then kicked in. My Social Security, my YouTube channel still humming along. You know, I still get my renewals. I got a good woman, man. I got 2 houses. Everything's going right for me. Why would I want these clowns to mess all that up? That's what they want me to do.
That's exactly.
I come from a different cloth, dude. I was raised a different kind of way. I know ignorance when I see it, you know, but they're not gonna fuck with me. If I'm out eating with my family, they're gonna come up fucking with me, then they may have to pay the price.
Exactly.
He said a guy just drowned the other day at the pier. I don't know what happened, but I saw the Coast Guard pulling the body out of the ocean. Well, it's that time. Okay, it's that time. That happened in St. Carlos City right before I left to come here. A guy drowned. But, you know, they say you drown here even if you don't die. In America, if you drown, they say you drown, you're dead. But he, you know, they showed him taking him to the hospital. But yeah, it happens a lot here.
Even if they rescue you, you drowned.
Yeah, even if they rescue you, you drown.
Can I respond to this? Can I respond to this one? Can I respond to this one question? Just one comment.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
A1 black man, Pan-African. He says, who goes abroad in search for natives to the matrix insanity? And I just want to just clarify something. It's like I said earlier, we're not all the same. Regular men travel, men that haven't, you know, had it that bad or had it that tough. We all don't view the matrix that's the same. We all have different experiences in life. Like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about you, brother, but we're different, man. Like I was on vacation. I wasn't running from the matrix or anything like that. I see your brother, I'm gonna give the head nod, the universal head nod. We all know what it is. And to not get it back, it kind of like you're not used to that. So that's what I'm saying, man. So everybody doesn't view the Matrix the same. Like I said, I don't view America as the Matrix. I think we all have our own matrix in our mind and things in our mind that we need to overcome in order to get out of here the right way in the first place. Because, you know, if you're not right in the mind, doesn't matter where you go. If you're not right in the mind, if you got problems and issues that you're not handling, the matrix is in your mind. It doesn't matter if you go to the Philippines. That's what we're talking about today. It doesn't matter if you go to the Philippines. If you still fucked up, you end up in situations like this. 1 years old. You're gonna spend the rest of his 72 and gonna spend the rest of whatever life he has left in a Filipino jail cell. Like, it's ridiculous, man. But when you start talking like that, people tune you out because they don't want to hear. They only want to hear the good shit. You know?
Well, we certainly bring the matrix with us, but that's learned behavior, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, part of that matrix, I was tired of the pressure. I was 55 years old. Man, I had to get out there and get it, man. And I just, you know, I got tired of that. Okay. I had to work twice as hard to live the same way that I was accustomed to. Okay. I got tired of the hate and the division there, man. It's just to the point where, you know, and the mainstream media pushes everything to divide you. Like here lately, Mr. Child. Remember him. Now they're pushing the thing in Texas where the young boy stabs the other young boy. It's always division, it's always hate. And you get tired of that. Man, I've been dealing with that my whole life. When they started forced busing in 1975 in Louisville, Kentucky, I used to have to fight the Ku Klux Klan every day to go to school. That's still in my mind, man. They would break out the windows in our bus and all that stuff. They didn't want us coming to school out there, but it's like, dude, it wasn't my choice. You don't think that I want to go to my junior high school right up the street? You think I want to ride 27 miles to school? And all that stuff is still going on. I thought by now we'd be done with that. But it's gotten worse. We got a white supremacist in the White House, man. And you say, well, Cal, you're lying. No, this guy's racist to the core. Look this up if you don't believe me. They stopped immigration, period. 99.7% of the immigrants that Trump allowed into the United States during his second term have been white South Africans. He let 3 Afghans in. That's it. Everybody else was white South African. Okay, if you don't say that's racist, you know, and you just get tired of that, man. You're like, dude, I'm going to stop if I stay here because I'm not going to put up with it.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending America or the system. I know the system in America is fucked up. I know the culture is fucked up. I know the issues with dating in America is fucked up. I know all of that. But what are we going to do about it? Personally, what are we going to do about it? That's what my channel is about. What can we do about our lot in life? You can yell at the system. You can yell at culture. You can yell. And I'm not talking about you, bro, but I'm just talking about us, all of us. You know what I mean? What can we do, in particular me, what can I do to get up out of here the right way so I'm not overseas broke, I'm not overseas crashing out? That's what my focus is about. So a lot of people get me wrong about that. They're like, oh, you're defending America. No, I'm not. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. You can either yell at that system, try to change the system in America, or you could do what you got to do. You still got to get your ass up in the morning, go to work. You still got to take care of your family. And hopefully we all could get out of here and we get out of here the right way.
Yeah, if you can't do anything else, like Napoleon Hill said, you can leave. You can remove yourself from the situation. Because they don't change in that system. But you do have to, if you got kids, or you got grandkids that you're responsible for, maybe even your parents, you got to take care of your responsibilities. You know, you stay there and you take care of that until you're able to leave. You do the best you can do. And
Yeah, but you start now.
America's really the only thing we know. Okay, so you got to get out, coming to a new country. It's tough, man, because now you got to learn this all over again, and you don't have enough years left to know what you need to know about the Philippines and Thailand. There's so much you don't know about this place. I may be jumping from the frying pan into the fire. Who knows when you start moving from America to these other places? But I was at a point where I had to take that chance, because shit wasn't getting any better for me. See, I was going to be the one. I'm telling y'all now, this is 100% facts. I was going to be the one on the news that's running around with that AK-47, except I wasn't going to be killing innocent people. I knew who I was going to go after, okay? I was damn near radicalized in America.
Yeah.
They did that to me, okay? I can't blame that on nobody else because that's the soil I was grown from, okay? Yeah, it's a lot of good going on over there, man, but once you get to the point where you can think for yourself and you're not buying all that propaganda and all that, because it's propaganda, man. We can't even turn on the news and get credible information anymore. Who are you going to believe over there but yourself? There's no more journalism. At least there's some remnants of journalism over here. It's dangerous, but at least there's some remnants of it. Over there, man, CNN, NBC, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, all of them, man, they full of shit, man. Do you realize did y'all see the other day when the young lady from NBC was interviewing Trump and he got mad, took his mic off and walked off? Don't you know she made excuses for him on the next day on the newscast? I was like, this is why I had to leave. They're afraid to call him out. When he called her stupid, she should have called him stupid. You stupid. You corrupt.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do it, man. They won't stand up to these people. That's all I'm saying. But America's all we know. We didn't have no choice, Blizzard, in where we were born, or what family we were born into, or the color of our skin and all of that. So we had to make the best of what was given to us, and that's what I did. After a while, I was like, well, hell, my future's not here. My future's not here. Eventually, am I going to go back? Yeah. When I get so old that I can no longer enjoy being abroad, okay, because I've earned that. I don't owe America anything, man. I work for everything I've got. And people push back on that. Oh, you should be so happy. I am fortunate that the wheel of life stopped and let me out in America. That doesn't mean I owe America anything. All those years I worked, I was putting into the system. I was paying my way, okay? But if you demand better from your country, that's being a patriot. That's sitting back taking it.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people are doing. I'm not in a cult. I demand better. I won't.
It's what we do as Americans. We push back against. We do push back against our government all the time, man. But with me, it's like, man, look, I'm gonna focus on doing what I got to do to get up out of here, man. I'm not gonna yell at this system. Honestly, I've given up fighting the system. It is what it is. It didn't start with Trump. Right. It's America, and that's how I was raised. That's how I was raised. It didn't start with Trump. There's a reason why Trump got in there. It didn't start with him. It's America. It's been that way.
Thank you.
Just because people seeing it now don't mean that, it started now. It's been that way.
It's always been that way. America's not a reflection of Trump. Trump is a reflection of America.
There you go.
But I said, remember when I left, Trump was in office. But when I went to school and fighting the Ku Klux Klan, that was in 1975. Trump wasn't even thinking about running for office. Okay? But yeah, at some point though, you do gotta say, I gotta do what I gotta do to get out of here, or else I'm never gonna be able to leave. Okay, it's just, it is what it is, guys. Everybody's different, man, but I'm just gonna sit there and take it. I'm gonna speak my mind, and people don't like it. They say, "Oh, you black, you ought to be happy that you was born in America." Bullshit. I'm not gonna take the shit from nobody. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm out of there. Other than being on this channel like we're talking about it now, I don't even think about it. Man, I'm over here living my best life, man. The best I know how. Okay, yeah, I get passionate when I'm, get into the conversations online, but most of the time I'm not studying Trump and all the people over there because it's nothing good.
Yeah.
It's never anything good. I'm not gonna live the rest of my life, man. I'm 63. I'm living on any time. My father was 61 when he died. My mother was 62. I'm not gonna live my last breath arguing and fighting against a system that don't give a damn about me. I'm not gonna be able to change.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm 48. I feel the exact same way as you just spoke about right there. I could be up out of here tomorrow. None of us know when we're gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to Japan in 2 years. I'm planning for it, but I don't know. I could be gone next week. So while I'm still here, while I got the opportunity, I can't leave America because certain responsibilities I have right now. Does that mean I'm gonna sit in the house and be miserable? No, I'm gonna go out and try to find things that I enjoy doing while I can still do it. I'm not gonna sit here and put my life on hold for 2 years until I get to Japan. I'm gonna start building right now, and I'm still gonna enjoy whatever I could get out of life right here. I'm not gonna focus on all the negative shit, the gender wars and the Trump, and I could be out living life. My family is here. I can enjoy the time I have with them. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to show on YouTube. It's like, look, man, we are here. Maybe we can't all leave right now. That don't mean we sit around and be miserable, man. We can still live life, as much as we can.
Yeah, Ray said you can love your country and not like the current situation. Both things can be true. It is. I mean, just because, how do you think we got a 40-hour work week for any of you guys who think that you're supposed to just go along to get along? We fought back against that. Look at all the amendments. And how do you think slavery was ended and women were able to vote, black people were able to vote, immigrants were allowed in our country? How do you think all that happened? Because we pushed back and we're going to continue to push back. But when you've got a system that's trying to nullify a lot of the changes that's been made, yeah, you got to push back against that, But I'm with the guy who posted on Facebook. He said, "Why do we worry so much about a life that could end at any time? Why do we get so caught up and so upset and so stressed out about shit we can't control anyway? You could die 5 minutes from now. It's not going to help your situation. What's the serenity prayer? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." See, that's really where I am today. I knew that I could get the fuck out of there. But the time was right. If I was going to leave, I had to leave. I took the chance. A lot of guys don't want to take the risk. No risk, no reward. No balls, no blue chips. So you can be over there complaining all you want. I told a guy today, he's telling me, "I got to get out of here." I said, "Yeah, but do you have a plan? Or are you just sitting over there complaining?"
Exactly.
Shit, I get off the pot is where I am. And then that's why a lot of people get mad at you when you've already had the courage. The guy said, he said, you escaped. When you worked. I had a 4-year plan. And I put that into action. See, I had the courage. It takes a lot of courage, man. to leave everything behind. All I knew was America. I don't know the Philippines. I still don't know it. And people don't have that courage to do it. And they get mad at you.
If they tell you shouldn't be doing it, it's
Yeah,
not right
what
for
you
me,
doing?
then that means you shouldn't do it either. We heard all of that, man.
Try to make you
But
feel guilty. And then they start making up shit. Oh, you running from something, a child support, you deserted your family. They don't, this is the stuff they throw out there. Instead of just saying, man, bravo, man, I'm glad you're an example. This is what I want to do. It may not be the Philippines, it may not be Japan, but I want to do the same thing you did because I can understand, the struggle.
exactly.
I can understand what you're going through, man. I'm right
You,
there
ins-
with
you
you.
inspired me. You inspired me to travel. There's one video you made, I remember it. And you said, man, you want to see what the Philippines is like? Get your ass on the plane and come over here. I remember that video. It stuck out to me so much. Because I was like, yeah, I could keep watching all these videos, man, and trying to get everything perfect. Or I could just go see for my
That's
damn
right.
self, That's a
That's
powerful
right.
message. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. The problem is you guys can't do it. And those are your haters. Those are the guys telling you shouldn't do it. But
Well, we're
fuck
going
'em.
to keep coming up with
Yeah.
excuses.
Yeah.
See? Oh, I still got my mother. I still got my kids. Look, dude, you get 2 or 3 weeks of vacation every year. You don't have to live here. Just get out of that. Take a break. Okay? From that routine. You're in a rut. And a rut is the same thing as a grave that you've gotten yourself into. Take a break. Read the book, Wake Up and Live by Dorothea Brand. That's what she's talking about. Break the monotony of your life, man. You're doing the same thing. You go to work the same way. You eat the same foods. You're dealing with the same people. You watch the same programs on television. Do something different. But Q said that this is where I'm at right here. I'm going to piggyback off of this. He said America is a falling nation. Soon these MAGA supporters will get their rude awakening. Other nations have caught up. Now, see, he's right in my thinking, but I said something else. I said that, people who are supporting Trump and the genocide over in Gaza, and, these MAGA supporters, there's going to be blowback. It's going to come from that. Okay. He said he called it a rude awakening. I call it blowback. And they know it. I mean, it's just going to be, it's the same as if you were following Hitler back in the late 30s and early 40s. The blowback that came from that. It's going to be the same thing. A lot of them are escaping over here to the Philippines and places like that. Thailand, you see it already. Yeah. They know that their ass is getting ready to get handed to them in America. I'm saying it now. I can see it as clear as day. This shit is really getting bad over there, man. This war with Iran that we never should have been in, all the corruption and gas prices, food prices, the counseling healthcare, all because they decided to put this man in office. It's going to be blowback. And a lot of them have escaped over here. You'll be shocked at how many people you meet over here are MAGA supporters, but they were smart enough. I got to get out of America because once it's over and things get back to normal, you think you caught hell the first time he was in office, you're going to catch hell. So you better get your ass out of there. And a lot of these countries, like Icy said, they're changing their immigration.
They need to.
We don't want you over here either. We don't want that bullshit over here. Keep that shit in America.
America's a fallen nation. Other countries are catching up. I say, good. We don't need this kind of power. We don't need the power to fight 20-year wars where our sons are going all over the world dying for nothing. We don't need this kind of power. We never did. So I'm happy that Europe is stepping up, Germany is stepping up, Japan is stepping up, Canada. I'm happy that America does not need this outsized power and influence that we've had for the last, 60, 70 years, however long it's been. We don't need it. It's just too much. And then when you get the wrong person in office, like we have now, they abuse it. He's going all over the world bullying people. Who's going to stand for that? I think America's always been a bully, but just not so outright and just in your face and disrespectful about it.
Okay. Now he said, Blizz, were you ever in the military? Do you know what it is to have war in your backyard, literally in your backyard? We don't have it in our backyard, Neil.
We've never had it in our backyards. We're fighting wars.
Foolish, man.
Fucking on the other side of the world.
Iran poses no threat to America. Okay? Israel is our big enemy for real. They stole our nuclear secrets, stole our nuclear material. They've got nuclear weapons. Okay, we're not even supposed to be helping them. We've given them all those billions of dollars. They've got universal health care. They've got free college. Okay, if they're a sovereign nation, let them handle themselves. Why are we so interested in their well-being? I tell you why, because it's imperialism. Okay, why do you think the United States, Canada, Australia, and of course the UK backs Israel so much? Because that's how their countries were founded. The same damn way. Those Europeans came and killed off the natives and stole their land and everything like that. Everybody I named, those are Israel's biggest supporters because they're reenacting that same genocide and ethnic cleansing that was done in America, Canada, Australia, and certainly the UK being the mother of all imperialists, the grandfather that taught everybody else, the protocol. Everybody else is pushing back. You see, France, they said Netanyahu was not allowed in their country. They're gonna lock him up. Any of them guys who come over there for those war crimes, they're gonna get locked up. They're stepping up, man. It's only the United States. All of our congressmen. Can you imagine a sitting congressman or senator talking about how much they love Israel? You're working for a foreign country, man. Don't let me get started, man. But anyway, I really appreciate you, Blizz, man. Keep pushing your message out there. I've got to get off here because there's a guy who's coming to meet me today. We're going to sit down for lunch, 12 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for joining today. Does the Philippines have an American problem? Or like Ray said, an idiot problem? This is the question. I'm asking you. I'm not saying it does. I'm asking the question. But thank y'all so much for all y'all support. You want to shout out your channel, Blizzard Abroad, when your next live stream is and all that?
Thank you. My next Blizzard Abroad, that's the name of the channel. My next live stream will actually be next Wednesday. So I usually do it every other Wednesday. I'll do a live stream. And then every Friday, I'll do an open panel called the Barbershop Talk, where I let guys come in, whatever you feel, whatever topic you want to talk about, you can come up. No judgment, no fighting, no arguing. We just chop it up, get it, whatever you got off your chest. So Blizzard Abroad, I do travel. When I do travel, I'm going to be IRLing. I just did I got a skydive video coming up. So next Wednesday will be the live stream, 10 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Next Friday, 10 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We'll do the open panel. Guys, you're welcome. This is your spot. We talk about men not having a spot and an outlet. This is it. I've tried to, have it and set it up for you guys. So anything you want to get off your chest, that's your opportunity right there. So come chop it up with us. Thank you, Calvin, man. I appreciate you, brother, man. I really do, man. Been a lot to me, man, in my YouTube journey. So I really do appreciate that.
Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. See, having an opinion or a perspective doesn't make you the enemy, but they look at me like I'm the enemy because I've got This is free speech, man. This isn't hate speech. Everybody's got their perspective. Everybody's got their opinion. Some people just won't voice it. They're afraid. I'm not afraid. You know, that's why I get the pushback that I get, but I don't care. You know, I got my big boy pants on, man. You know, I stand by what I believe in. I'm 63. If you don't say it now, when am I going to say it? I'm tired of just sitting around and thinking that things are going to change on its own. It's not. Remember what they say. What's that saying? Some people make it happen. Some people let it happen, and then some people say, "What happened?" Well, I'm not one of those guys. I'm gonna make it happen, guys. So take care, y'all. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. Don't do anything.
See you later, man.
Take care, brother.